What's up, y'all? So we received a folding all-terrain e-bike to review with a 48 volt 40.5 amp hour battery, advertised to go up to 120 miles of charge. I've only had one other folding bike that's advertised to have that kind of range, but we're going to test that out. This bike also has a 1000 watt motor with a 1800 watt peak, advertised to go up to 32 miles per hour, but we're going to test out the speed too. This bike weighs around 92 pounds, and that's because the battery is like 22 pounds by itself. The maximum weight of the rider is 300 pounds. And this bike is a Rattan LM Ultra. You can also get this folding bike in a step-through version. So what we're going to do is unbox this, and we're going to be very careful with this box, because usually when a bike comes in a box this narrow, usually that means it's pre-assembled. But we're going to find out, right? So far, this might be a good contestant for a giveaway, because a lot of y'all said y'all want a fat tire bike. A lot of y'all said y'all want a portable bike. So, and again, I am giving away the e-bike when I get to 40,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, comment below on what type of e-bike you would like. I can't train the dog. The dog already trained. So this is what the bike looks like fresh out the box. Looks pretty much assembled, but we're going to find out. So as I suspected, this bike came fully assembled. The headlight is already installed, the front fender is already installed, the front wheel is already on there. So all we're really going to have to do, put this handlebar here, put it in here, and it goes in there a certain way using that guider right there. Put the pedals on, and that's it. That's all we have to do to put this bike together. So good job. Definitely a good contestant for a giveaway, because when you get the bike, you won't have to do a whole lot to put it together. So this bike also came with a box. We're gonna see what's in this box. Pretty sure our pedals are in here, but let's see what else is in here. These are foldable pedals, and they are labeled. A nice, I guess, tool bag. Let's see what's in there. It looks like we have optional footboard. So I guess if you want to ride with a passenger, I guess that does make sense. We do have a kind of comfortable seat on the back of the bike. I guess this is also to help put your footboards on. So your passenger also get like a backrest. Bike also came with a user manual. The manual also has our advanced settings in it, which is good. Not seeing any instructions on how to install the backrest. Also came with a bunch of stickers. So in order to put that backrest on, I will have to remove this seat. Very difficult screw that you have to unscrew, which is this one right here. And also you need a screwdriver for that too. So, man, the things we have to do to take this seat off. You don't have to take these completely off again. So now you can just shift your seat back like this, and then take your seat off. Like that. So we got the bike put together. Only took us about 15 minutes because it pretty much came pre-assembled, which I love. I think their bikes come pre-assembled. This is the second bike that we reviewed from Rattan, and that bike was also pre-assembled. So this bike is just a little long for a folding bike. It's about 5 feet 8 inches from wheel to wheel. The seat at its lowest point from the floor is about 2 feet 9 inches. The handlebar at its lowest point, again, it is adjustable, is about 3 feet 9 inches from the floor. The seat is a bit firm for my liking, but we'll see. This bike handlebar is pretty wide for a folding bike. It's about 2 feet 2.5 inches wide. Look like we have your standard hard rubbery grips here. Again, this is a folding bike, so the handlebar stem is adjustable. You can adjust the height. So to fold this handlebar, we push this up here, and this is on pretty securely, so it's a little, oh man. That's good though. That means it's not going to be shaky. This part is not going to be shaky when you're riding your bike. So then after you do that, you can fold this handlebar down like this. You can also fold these pedals, push it in and fold it like that. Fold the body of the bike, and you click this up, undo that clamp there. Then you can fold the body of your bike, and this is what the bike looks like when it's folded. A bit wider than other folding bikes when they are folded, but we'll see if we can get it in our mid-size car. So to remove this huge battery, you do have a set of keys here on your handlebar. You use that key to put in here so that you can take that battery out. There's a little button here, so you push this button. Now you can put the key in here and lift that battery out. We're going to briefly test out the footrest. It doesn't look like it's too close to the pedal, so hopefully we'll be okay. Looks like we have your standard Shimano 7 gear shifter. To turn this bike on, we do have to make sure we turn the key until we see this protrusion here. So it looks like we have to keep a key in order to turn this bike on. That gives the bike some level of anti-theft. Now we're going to go ahead and turn this bike on. We're going to press and hold the power button. Turn our colorful display on. I have never had this like display panel before. So we have our battery life at the top. We have our speed calculator. Pretty sure you can change that from miles per hour to kilometers. We have our pedal assist. Look like we have 5 different pedal assist modes. We click the I button on our panel. We get more information on our display. So look like we have our odometer. We have not taken the bike for a bike ride yet. Our trip mileage. We don't have a horn. We have a bell. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna hear you. If we press and hold the plus button, that turns our small but pretty bright headlight on and our rear light on. And that rear light is also a brake light. Looking forward to how these CST BFT tires are going to perform on our off-road test. These tires are usually really grippy, but the durability is like hit or miss. Looks like we do have suspension in the front of the bike, but doesn't look like we can really adjust the compression. Get an idea of this front suspension. Seems like it has some good rebound, but the suspension is kind of short. And front 180 millimeter mechanical X-Tech brakes. The pedal at its lowest is about 3 feet from the floor.
What?
This bike does have like over 8 advanced settings. We're not going to go through all of them, but we will go through some of them. To go into your advanced settings, you're going to press and hold the plus and the minus button. P01 is how bright do I want my display. I'm going to quickly click the I button to change the value. 2 is as bright as it can go. Going to quickly click the I button and then press plus to go to my next setting. This is how do we want to calculate our speed. Looks like we can do miles per hour or kilometers. We're going to keep it at miles per hour. Click the I button to save that value. Click the plus button. P04 is our auto shut off time. So how many minutes can this bike remain idle before it turns off automatically? We're going to keep it at 10 minutes. P05 is our pedal assist level. So by default we have 5 different pedal assist modes, but if I quickly click the I button, I can change that if I want to. And looks like here, if I click the I button again, I can change how much power I get per mode. So I can change that from 50 to 51 if I wanted to in mode 2. I'm gonna keep it where it is. Usually a cadence or a speed sensor lets you do that. So I'm thinking that this has a cadence sensor. P08 is your limit speed. So how fast can we go? And we're going to make sure we're going as fast as we can go, which looks like it's 70 kilometers per hour. So we're going to keep it there. P16 is if you want to reset your trip mileage. So if you want to reset it, you make that value 1. Click the I button and it should reset our trip mileage. Now I believe P11 is our pedal assist sensitivity. Don't know for sure because it's not in the user manual, but usually P11, when it looks like this, it's your pedal assist sensitivity. And if that's true, then that means the lower you go, the least sensitive it is. So we're going to keep that at a 2.
this is a great bike for more like urban areas because of the vertical swivel handlebar, because it is still compact. Even though it's long for a folding bike, it's still pretty compact. You do have suspension in the front, so you can go through the bumps and cracks that you would get in an urban area. You can go through those with no problem. I do not think I would be using a bike like this in the streets because of this vertical swivel handlebar. Is very unforgiving when it comes to your turns. Like, you can imagine being in the street, looking back at a car, and your handlebar turns a little bit, and then it just spins out on you. That's also because the pedals are so close to the floor, right? So you can imagine leaning to get in one lane or another, and then your pedals scrape the floor. But, you know, the battery life is pretty good so far, and it goes fast, and it's very sturdy. So I guess it could be a street bike. Just be very careful because of those things that I mentioned earlier. But going from the street to the sidewalk in the urban area, I think this bike is perfect for that. Again, because of the vertical swivel handlebar, you can go through some pretty tight turns like this one with no problem. And because the bike is compact, you can avoid people and things with no problems, really. In the urban area, I doubt if you'll be doing a whole lot of leaning in the urban area because you usually don't have the room for it, right? So I don't know if you have to worry about the low pedals as much in the urban area, but you know, just always be mindful that your pedals are low to the floor. But yeah, because you can go through some pretty tight walkways, pretty tight turns, the bike is compact enough, and the vertical swivel handlebar. What's going on today? People are definitely enjoying their weekend out here, yeah? Like, we got some kayaking, some I guess water cycling, I guess. So, Rattan LM Ultra, what are your thoughts?
Cool bike. Huge battery. This is a good bike for people who like folding bikes. Mm-hmm. Not for beginners.
Not for beginners?
No.
Why you say not for beginners?
Look, because this bike has power. As soon as you go, it's like, But if you like speed, if you like to go fast, quick, and you want a folding bike, this is it. Tires are good. You got space for a little person right here.
How'd it feel riding back there on this bike?
This one was actually good.
Okay.
Like the back rest, but it kind of gives you a little rest, like right here. What I really liked was how big the footboards
You like the footboards, okay.
Because you can actually put a foot there. Usually people be like, oh, we have footboards, and the footboard look like this.
How tall are you with shoes on?
5'6".
How much you weigh?
1.
Oh, you told me.
Off-road capabilities are good. However, I would be real leery about turns on this bike. Okay. Because it kind of feels like it's going to slip out from under you.
Okay.
Turn too quickly, too much of an acute angle.
Okay.
I like the colorful display. I like that it has a twist throttle. Mm-hmm. The seat is not good, not bad. I give it a 5.
What do you think of the suspension on the seat?
Standing up, like really trying to get some off-road, it felt like there was no suspension whatsoever. When I was just sitting down and hitting like bumps and stuff, just sitting down, I could feel a little bit of suspension. The pedals are way too close to the floor. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I tend to put my heels on the pedals a lot, and I'm over here scraping my heels on the floor.
So scale from 1 to 10?
7.7.
7.7. All right. We are now about to test out the VST BFT tires. Pretty sure they're going to be grippy enough, but sometimes the durability is iffy. So we're going to go through some gravel. And it's really windy today, so I'm gonna be yelling all through this video. But yeah, no slipping so far. Let's go ahead and brake here. That's pretty good. Now, although the CST BFT tires are very grippy, I would not advise leaning on this e-bike. Not only because this handlebar has such a vertical swivel to it, which means it's easy for it to spin out on you, you know what I'm saying? But also because these pedals are way too close to the floor. So if you lean, you're gonna have to have your pedals like this, even like this. And you have to remember to do that, or your pedal will hit the ground and you might fall, you know what I mean? So we're not gonna go off-road, test out these tires, test out the front suspension, and I guess test out this suspension on the seat pole. Okay. It's a little shaky. Let's see. Yeah, a little shaky. You can tell the suspension in the front is taking like the most, is trying to overwork itself to handle all of the cracks, but let's keep going. Keep going here. All right. Not bad though. The seat suspension does absorb some of it, but not as much as like a real rear suspension would. But it seemed like this bike would be really, really shaky for the rider if they did not have this seat suspension. Suspension in the front is okay. I do wish it was adjustable. I wish you could adjust the compression of that suspension in the front. And cargo bikes like this are usually not going to have rear suspension because they're thinking about your passenger. And so they don't want your passenger to be back there shaking. I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. One thing I do like about these folding bikes with this like vertical swivel handlebar is it can accommodate people my height, taller or shorter. This seat comes up pretty high. I have it up pretty high right now. Handlebar also comes up pretty high and low. So yeah, I feel comfortable on this bike. I'm in more of a commuter style posture right now. I don't know what kind of sensor is on this bike. I'm thinking it's a cadence speed sensor because once you get to mode 4 and 5, it does not take into account how hard you're pedaling at all. Like, I'll give y'all an example. I'm in mode 3, right? Now watch how this takes off so quickly in mode 3. See, it starts right away and it kind of sends you. So, and I can even ghost pedal a little bit in mode 3. See, I'm ghost pedaling right now. But I do have to give it a little bit in mode 3. But I can ghost pedal, trying to get you to the max speed for that mode. And it's not really taking into account how hard you're pedaling. You know what I mean? So I think this is a cadence sensor. Talking about the speed sensor out the box, right? Now, for a folding bike that does not have full suspension, this bike is both comfortable, except for the seat. The seat is like average. But this bike is pretty comfortable and sturdy. The folding technology on the handlebar seems very, very secure. It's not shaky at all. The folding technology of the bike, of the body, is very, very sturdy. Like, I never do this on folding bikes because it's on such of a vertical swivel handlebar, but let's try to go no hands, and it's windy, so let's see. Yeah, I can do it a little bit. All right, so we're not gonna go max speed. Throttle only, so I'm not pedaling at all here. Let's see how fast we go. Coming out of this turn. Okay, we got to 27 pretty quick. 29, 30, 31. Damn, 32, 33, 34. All right, I'm turning now. Let's get out of this turn, keep going, let's see. Damn, this bike is fast. 34, yeah, 34. So we're not gonna go max speed, throttle only, up a hill. Pretty steep hill, like a 35-degree hill, and the hill also has a turn. Sorry, going mode 5. up this hill. So going into the hill now at 26 miles an hour, 27 miles per hour, going up to the hill now. Okay, 25, 24, 23, 20, 19, 17, 16, 15, 14, 15, okay. So we lost about 12 miles per hour. The standard is usually like 8 or 9.
So Rattan LM folding cargo bike. What I like the most about this bike is the battery life. Like I went on a 20-mile bike ride, mainly in mode 3, but I did max speed throttle only for 1 mile. I did max speed pedal assist for like 7 to 8 miles. In that 20 miles, I still had all of my battery bars. Like that's pretty good for a bike, especially at this price point. I also like the speed. Like I was able to go up to 34 miles per hour. If you choose to ride with a passenger, these footboards that they gave you in this seat at the back, it seems like it's pretty decent. You know, I had a full-grown woman on here, and she said it wasn't that bad. I like all the bells and whistles. You got a headlight, rear light, turning signals, a brake light. You have over 8 advanced settings on your display where you can change things like your limit speed and your pedal assist sensitivity. And although the battery is huge, the dimension of the bike make it pretty easy to fold up, you know, if you take the battery out. What I don't like about the bike is the suspension is just okay. I do wish you could adjust the suspension in the front. The seat pole suspension is decent, but you know, you can definitely tell it's not a full suspension bike. And out the box, it gives you way too much pedal assist in mode 5 in my opinion, but it does look like you can change your pedal assist sensitivity. So for the price, on a scale from 1 to 10, I give this bike an 8.5. Comment below what you'll give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching.